I wanted to talk about like experiencing emotions. Because here's the thing, right? When people develop emotions that are unfamiliar or they are hard to get through, what we like to do is kind of set them off. And what I mean by set them off is like just prevent them instead of experiencing them. This little strand is gonna make me upset. Yeah, we like to kind of just put them away and store them instead of fully going through every feeling and every emotion. And we do that because it's hard. We do that because it's really uncomfortable and it sucks. There's been so many times throughout my day where I've just wanted to stop feeling sad. So I pack them up and I kind of just throw them away. But in reality, I just need to do me. I just need to realize what I'm feeling, experience it, feel it fully. I don't care if I have to throw my phone out, and just let the emotions linger until they're gone. Now, there's a very hard barrier between that, right? Because you don't want to fully drown yourself in that feeling. Because when you do that, you kind of get overwhelmed, and it's the only feeling that maybe that feeling is very comfortable once you're in it, like sadness, how sadness is very comfortable. You can't, keep being there. You have to eventually get out. But at the same time, you can't just get out of it. It's like getting into a pool. You can't drown yourself, but if you want to be in the pool, you can't not get in. You can't just dip your feet and leave. It's not going to give you the feeling of the pool. There's been so many times throughout this week and throughout this weekend where I felt like the world below me is literally just gonna shatter. Like it felt like my world was gonna explode so many times. And it's hard to say like, oh yeah, I experienced that. And I went through it. Because there's a lot of times where I didn't, I'd sit on my phone and scroll to see if I can just get that gratification, that like feeling of happiness until that sadness feeling like was out. That like flame of the sadness was out because I already put like TikTok into my head and then I moved on. And it's a scary feeling. It's a scary thing to sit there with your own emotions and just kind of let it dwell for a little bit. I think that's a great way to get past someone, to get over someone. Because if you let that feeling sit there for long enough, eventually oh shit, that was kind of cold. If you let that feeling sit there long enough, it'll explode on you. And one day, in 2 months, 4 months, a year, it doesn't matter, it'll explode. And you'll probably be sitting there by yourself because you thought that you could contain the emotion, when really all you should have done was just let yourself feel and let yourself be sad for a little bit and let yourself grieve, whatever negative emotion you're feeling. I think I'm kind of putting this towards heartbreak because that's just how I feel right now. So that's kind of like the advice I can give. Heartbreak is very different from grieving death or mourning. No. mourning. Mourning a death. I think that's a word. I hope that's a word. I hope I don't sound stupid. Don't contain your emotions, and don't drown yourself in those same emotions. There's a balance somewhere. There's a middle ground, I promise. And it's hard to find, because it may feel like you're drowning. It'll feel, again, so many times have I felt like the world was going to explode. I felt so sad that, like, I honestly, like, I just didn't care. But once you, good God, that's so old. Once you feel that emotion and you understand where it's coming from and how you feel about it, you know, you can move on. You can scroll TikTok, you can scroll Instagram, you can talk to people, you can hang out with friends. I just don't want other people to have to grieve for so much longer than they need to, because it's hard. And even though grieving at first sucks, grieving 6 months down the line after is so much worse, because it felt like everything was calm and perfect, and on a random Sunday night, you're about to go to bed for work or school, boom, just like that, everything will hit you, and it'll be like the heaviest brick just laid onto your chest. And it's a hard thing to understand. It's a hard thing to accept, especially. It's so hard to accept the fact that things are over. But it's okay. It's gonna be okay. You gotta know your worth and know yourself. If it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be. If not, it's not. Whether you're religious or not, you know, God always has a plan, and the universe always has a path for you. You just gotta take everything with joy. Remember the good moments, forget the bad ones, and keep moving. Sure, keep moving.